There's always an applicant to your house.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to this episode of For the News.
For the news. That's right. We haven't done one in a little while.
I know. I love that intro, by the way.
Yeah, we haven't heard it.
I know.
Man, it's been a while.
It has. I still thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
You did so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, it's no mystery to everybody. We are in the middle of packing up and going across the country. So
Yes.
this week we thought we would do a little, paranormal news segment on a For the News for you guys.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people really like these, so hopefully we'll get some new listeners who really enjoy it as well.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, I'm going to say it right off the top here. If you haven't, go listen to Life Beyond 6 Feet for the Roundtable. It was the end of their season 2, and we were on there. And it's a very fun episode. I went and listened to it after, and a lot of laughs.
Yes.
So,
very funny.
good stuff. So make
was a
sure
good
you
time.
go check them out. Now, we do have a main topic for this, for the news. But before we get to it, there's a few things that I found around the internet that I thought would be fun to talk about, and as far as paranormal news goes.
Yay.
First off, 7 days. Won't be 7 days, it'll be 5 days from when this episode is released. Project Fear will finally be releasing their first episode.
Yay.
And
I'm so excited.
They are posting all over Twitter about it. So it's going to be a Friday.
Yep.
June 23rd is going to be the very first Project Fear. I'm very curious to see how they end up formatting this. Are they going to keep like the television show aspect and they're going to do strictly an hour? Are they going to break them down into parts? Are they going to just do long videos? I'm not sure.
Well, because, at this point, they can do whatever they want. They don't have the restrictions of the TV shows anymore. So it'll be very interesting to see how they go about this.
If you're savvy with the YouTubes and you go on there and check, they're already in other people's videos.
Yeah.
We saw one. It was Sam and Colby. We watched it because it popped up because it had Project Fear in it.
It was Dakota and Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting because they do act, maybe not different, but you get to hear them fully talk, I guess. There's no...
Censors?
Yeah, there's no bleeping out.
Yes.
Because it's YouTube. You can kind of get away with what you want on there.
It was definitely different not hearing the censors.
I kind of like it. Kind of like humanizes them a little more, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes it feel more real life versus television.
Right.
So,
I feel like if I was in some of these situations, some types of words would be coming out of my mouth. I'm just saying.
If people are day one listeners, they already know my mouth. So I just, I tone it down for here.
We did. We kind of rolled that back a little bit.
So this week we'll do it for the news. I think the next one right before we go, maybe we'll do one, and it's gonna kind of you listen close to the episode because if you listen, you'll kind of already figure out what we're going to be doing on the next one. So,
Ooh.
All right. So before we get to the main topic of this, one of the stories I found was called Ghost Hunting at George Jarvis School with Haunted Happening. And this article came out on June 9th of 2023.
Ooh.
And it says, what better way to spend a Saturday night than at one of Herefordshire's architectural marvels that's steeped in local history and haunted by the past. It goes on to say, I joined the paranormal events company, Haunted Happenings, for their night at George Jarvis's school on the hunt for the outraged spirit of George. The team gives members of the public the chance to try their hand at ghost hunting using various gadgets and pieces of equipment, all of which are explained to you by HH's team members. I like that a lot of places are doing this now where they're doing the ghost hunting and they are providing the equipment because what if, what if you go out there and you've purchased all this stuff and you're like, this isn't for me.
Right.
I got to be in bed at 10:30,
Yeah, and now you're like, you have all this stuff, like you've spent all this money on it.
Yeah.
So
I think it really it's really fostering like a new wave of ghost hunters and paranormal researchers to be coming out.
Absolutely.
It says, it was still light when I arrived at the imposing George Jarvis School on a warm evening in late spring. The HH team directed us into a small car park at the rear of the former boarding school, situated in the small rural village of Staunton-on-Wye. Climbing out of the car, it was hard to get a sense of how big the 4-story school was from the outside, as only part of its stunning red brick facade was visible from the tree-lined car park. Now, the team, consisting of Pam, Lou, and Mel, took me and the roughly 30 other guests inside the decaying Grade 2 listed building. Despite being light outside, we stepped inside to a dark and dilapidated corridor that ran the length of the building. Torches were essential to follow the team to a fairly large room at the eastern end of the building that would serve as our base room for the night. So, it's a pretty big, creepy school, and I'm sorry to any British people. I am going to butcher these names. I speak English. I'm just not very good, apparently. The night began with an introduction, which included all the usual health and safety advice and a little bit about HH and how they operate. And we were also told about the building and its checkered past, one that has led to its present derelict state, with its interiors vandalized and echoing with an eerie emptiness since 2010. Then we were led out for an initial walk around some of the school's 40 rooms to familiarize ourselves with the building that was constructed in the late 1850s.
Wow.
So it's old.
Wow. That is quite old.
Absolutely. And there's a few pictures, and it's pretty creepy. It reminds me of the pictures I saw when we did, what was the one place we did? I think it was the Nanette Sanitarium. I can't remember now. But it reminds me of that, where it's still kind of together, but it looks like a rundown house. Something that we here in the South would call a trap house. I said trap house so elegantly. It's a trap house. Now, the school was initially established as a refuge for children and underprivileged and impoverished backgrounds, offering them a chance at education and a better future. Throughout the years, the building has played various roles, including hosting the American Army and functioning as a military hospital.
Wow.
By the 1980s, the building was transitioned into a youth hostel, accommodating youngsters from all walks of life. So it was a boarding school, kind of.
Yeah, interesting.
Yet, the building's history is as marred as it is fascinating. Its very existence defied the wishes of George Jarvis, the wealthy man whose bequest funded the school. Now, Jarvis, who died in 1793, left a significant part of his fortune to the less fortunate of Staunton-on-Wye. W-Y-E, I don't know how to pronounce that, and the surrounding area. However, his will specifically forbade his money from being used to erect any public buildings, a mandate that was clearly disregarded with the establishment of the school.
Wow. That's kind of messed up.
I mean, it's in his will. I don't know. I think that's really bad. I just think
I
it's
don't
really
like
crappy.
that. I don't like that. That's not nice.
I mean, he already gave us a lot, you know.
Right.
So I don't know.
He wanted to do good, and he just had a stipulation, and you have he's dead. You have to support his wishes. You
it's
know what
really
I'm saying?
confusing to how do you work this out, because you want to be well, he was a good guy and he gave away all his money. It was his last wishes, but at the same time, it was a place that was built to help people. It's oh,
I know, but still,
I don't know. Now, it is the betrayal that is believed to have led to the school's most famous and eerie inhabitant, the ghost of George Jarvis himself.
Oh.
Now, local lore speaks of a spectral man peering out from the top floor window, believed to be the restless and angered spirit of Jarvis himself. His spectral figure is reportedly seen pacing the long corridor, while unexplained doors slam and other peculiar occurrences are attributed to his presence. Now, these mysterious happenings extend beyond the specter of Jarvis. Former pupils and staff have reported encounters with inexplicable phenomena, ranging from objects relocating of their own volition to ghostly apparitions in the form of disembodied legs. Other inexplicable occurrences include doors slamming in uninhabited rooms, unseen hands tossing papers off walls, and the sound of a piano playing all by itself.
Mm-mm.
I don't know how I'd feel if I just saw legs.
Yeah, no. Nope. Just legs. Like you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what?
Just legs.
Oh no.
I don't like it. Now, the bell tower, a distinct part of the school structure, is said to be the haunting ground of a young boy who had been locked away. The ghostly figure of the child is often spotted wandering the upper floor of the building. Now, more sinisterly, the cellars are reportedly haunted by a clergyman whose presence has been so unnerving that many guests have fled, refusing to return.
Oh.
Man, we might have to cover this one.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Now, the group walk around ended with a vigil in a classroom on the top floor of the school. Despite a huge array of ghost hunting gadgets spread out across an empty room, for the most part, these tools fell silent. However, the group did witness several loud bangs and knocks that sounded like they were coming from elsewhere in the building. The sounds were so loud and pronounced that at one point, the team went to investigate the possibility that there might be an intruder in the building. Of course, they found the building to be completely empty. Others reported hearing the sound of muffled voices throughout the vigil. Creepy.
Yeah.
Now, we were then split up into smaller teams. My group was first taken to an outbuilding by Lou, which housed a dilapidated pub or social club that seemed to be stuck in the 1980s. Yeah.
Good times.
Sign me up. Presumably, this area was used during the building's time as a youth hostel. Now, we spent some time in the darkness attempting some table tipping. This involved the guests placing their hands lightly on a table and asking the spirits that might be present to communicate by moving or tipping the table. I've seen this. I've seen this in videos.
Is it? I'm assuming it's kind of like the table tapping.
Kind of, but not really. You're just taking a table, like if we were to take the podcast table and flip it up on two legs and just kind of like balance it there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't want to talk, like, I kind of roll my eyes when I see it, but I do see it possibly being able to do something, but at the same time, it's
any light touch, any
anything.
little,
Anything.
Gravity.
The moving of a step on the floorboard or something, anything.
Right. Yeah.
Now, myself and other guests tried enthusiastically for some time, but the table refused to budge. However, we were also using an Alice box, a tablet-based ghost hunting tool that spews out a random word from a preloaded library of 10,000. Now, the idea is that the spirits can affect the random nature of the app and use it to communicate. The software provided some fairly relevant words during our time here, including the name George. Now, could this have been the philanthropic George Jarvis? Who knows? After a while, the team swapped around and we headed down to the cellar, where the team member Mel was waiting for us with a chance to try glass divination, a form of spirit communication similar to a Ouija board. Now, we were encouraged to lightly touch our fingers to an upturned glass on a table and encourage the spirits to answer our questions by moving the glass. The divination attempt fell flat, and for my team, the cellar provided to be the quietest part of the building all night. However, other guests reported hearing sounds around them, including a noise that sounded as if someone had blown across the top of one of the old, empty champagne bottles that were lying around. So,
Ooh,
I think of Corona commercial.
Yeah. Like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that would be creepy.
Which then again, though, without being there, is there a draft? Is there a window?
Right.
Something.
But, then again, how long were they in there and didn't hear something like that,
It's been a while, clearly, because the night has progressed pretty well at this
Right.
point. Now, our final team vigil was facilitated by Pam in a room known as the parlor. This room has been converted into a Victorian-style seance room and was the perfect place to conduct a Ouija board session.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, perfect for other than the fact that despite our best efforts to get the planchette to slide across the board, it failed to move. Now, the night ended with all the guests regrouping for a final vigil together, which was held in a large room on the ground floor. This last attempt to stir up activity in the school proved to be the most interesting of the night, which, with colored torches flashing on and off seemingly in response to our questions, and pertinent words and phrases appearing on the screens of ghost hunting apps. Some guests even reported seeing a face through the glass door of the room, which prompted a search of the corridor outside, only to reveal that it was empty. We left the building, exhausted and exhilarated, at 3 a.m. with a bright strawberry moon hanging over the school. And then he just goes on to say, thanks to Pam and Mel and Lou for making my night at George Jarvis's school a fun and memorable one, as did the other guests who were all very friendly and keen to get involved with various activities laid on by the team. If you want to hunt for spooks at George Jarvis's school yourself, you can book your own ghost hunting experience at the location with Haunted Happenings, who currently have various dates available until the end of 2023. You can find out more at hauntedhappenings.co.uk. So it's probably going to be more for UK-based listeners.
That's really cool.
I mean, it's pretty interesting. I would love to see or read more about that. I'm very curious about the things like the face in the glass.
Yeah.
And little things like the sounding like somebody's blowing into a glass bottle. I would just like to see the surroundings. But either way, that kind of night is more of what I would expect from a paranormal night somewhere.
Right.
You know, nothing super crazy happened. So I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Good article.
That's really cool. It was very interesting to see how they kind of started out in a big group and then kind of split up. It reminded me a lot of our ghost hunt at the St. Augustine Lighthouse. Yeah. Where everybody was just kind of together. You're learning everything and you're going all around and every tour guides.
Yeah, and then they break you up.
And then they break you up. Yeah. That's what it reminded me.
I mean, we didn't get till 3 a.m., but...
No, we didn't.
But it was still fun. I would still totally do it again.
It was really fun. So I found a small article I thought was pretty interesting.
I'm thrown off here. I didn't even know you had one for us.
I was looking and then didn't really find anything, but I think this is pretty cool. So this is from a month ago. It doesn't have a specific date that I can find, but it's from a month ago, and I know it's 2023 for sure. So this is from WGNTV.com, and it says, Chicago, among the top cities in U.S. for paranormal activity per survey, which I think is pretty funny because, Chicago, the beautiful city.
Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly. So it says, if you're a fan of the supernatural, then Chicago is your place to be, according to a recent survey. Per Law and Love, the city is ranked third in the United States when it comes to paranormal activity. The company looked at 14 different metrics when ranking the 200 biggest cities in America when it comes to their instances of the supernatural. They were put into 4 categories: sightings, haunted locations, lifestyle, and community. In the survey, Chicago was second in the number of paranormal conventions and vampire friendliness, third in the number of paranormal sightings, and 8th in the number of haunted sites.
You know what? I'm just going to let it slide right over me. Vampire? Okay.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Okay. Moving on. But I didn't know Chicago was so vampire friendly, but all right. The Windy City. It's not it could be the Bloody City. I don't know. That just seemed weird. I have yet to come across anything about vampires. Good job finding this one.
So then it says, in the 4 main categories, the city was 3rd in lifestyle, 4th in community, 10th in haunted locations, and 11th in sightings. According to this system, Chicago had a score of 44.25, which put it behind first place, Los Angeles, at 59.21, and second place, New York, at 48. San Diego, 42.83. And New Orleans, 39.56. Rounded out at the top 5.
Interesting.
Indianapolis was the only other major city in the Midwest to be ranked in the top 10, coming in 9th in the survey with a score of 36.82. Chicago was one of 5 cities in the state of Illinois that were featured in Law and Love's survey, with Rockford coming in the next highest at 59th. Aurora was 84th. Joliet was 93rd.
Joliet Prison. We got to do that one day.
Yeah. And Naperville, I think is how you say that. Naperville.
I've never heard of it.
Came in 160 of the 200 cities for paranormal activity that was surveyed. Here are the full top 10 cities in America with the most paranormal activity, according to Law and Love.
So these are cities.
Yes.
Okay. I'm very interested to see the top 10. Good.
So number 1, Los Angeles. Number 2, New York. Number 3, Chicago. Number 4, San Diego. Number 5, New Orleans. Number 6, Philadelphia. 7, San Antonio. 8, Dallas. 9, Indianapolis. And number 10, Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that is...
And this is out of like 200 that were done in this survey.
is not what I would have guessed.
I know, right? I feel like it should have been totally different, but
I mean, I wonder if these are based on like hauntings as a total or like populations of certain hauntings or like how they configure this. Because when it comes to LA, I think of the Cecil.
right.
That's the first thing that comes up. I know there's other places there that are claimed to be haunted. I think, sorry, California listeners, I'm not good with the geography and where things lay, but I think that might be where one of the Biltmore hotels is. I know that's where... Isn't that the hotel? Oh, man. I can't think of it right now. The Black Dahlia murder. What I think that was at the Biltmore, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was somewhere over there.
Somewhere that away.
I'm just trying to think, though, because, like, why not St. Augustine? Like,
Right.
St. Augustine has, I mean,
A lot.
when you go there, like, maybe you don't associate it with a lot of hauntings, but when you go there, they give you, like, a list of places you can go that are supposedly haunted, and it's freaking huge.
Yeah.
It is huge.
So I clicked on that per Law and Love.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a link in that article, and it kind of goes more into. They have like a link to their methodology on how they do that, and I clicked on it, and it's from. It goes again from WGNTV.com. So, and these are all have like little links in the articles if you want to look into that more. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
What's the link in case they want to go check it out?
It's WGNTV.com.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
And then in the article, there's like highlighted words that go to other things. And at the end of the article, it says, to learn how we ranked the cities, see our methodology, and then the word methodology you click on, and it takes you there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
super
congratulations, LA. You're the most haunted. Enjoy that when you go to sleep tonight.
cool. Great.
Vampires. I just never really thought of Chicago as being a super haunted place.
Yeah.
If I would have picked Cleveland over it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do we know? We're just two people in Florida. I found another article, and this is Stuart Torvell reveals that he still has nightmares about his life-changing experience at the ancient Ram's Head Inn. The ancient Ram Inn. I always say that. Two different places. This goes on to say, this article is from June 13th. So this was, a couple days ago?
Yeah. Like 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah. I don't even know the date.
2 or 3 days. I think it's the 16th.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure.
Stuart Torvell, the paranormal investigator who starred in the long-running ghost hunting television series Most Haunted alongside Yvette Fielding, recently revealed that a terrifying experience he had at the notoriously haunted ancient Ram Inn in Gloucestershire, oh God, has left a lasting mark on him. I cannot say that town name for the life of me. Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire?
Oh, yeah, that sounds right. Now, the television ghost hunter opened up about his harrowing experience at the former inn in Wootton-under-Edge to Steve Higgins, who recently embarked on a solo investigation of the inn for paranormal documentary entitled My Ghost Hunting Movie, which was released on May 28th and features an interview with Stewart. We'll have to look that up and watch that.
Yeah.
The former Gloucestershire inn has a grim history. It started life under the ownership of the local parish and was used to house slaves working on the construction of St. Mary's Church. Since then, the ownership of the inn has changed hands many times, and guests have claimed on many occasions to have seen previous owners sat among the patrons. In the exclusive interview, Stewart recounted his terrifying encounter at the ancient Ram Inn in 2003, stating, quote, "It was just like being in a war zone. That's how it felt mentally for me at the time," unquote. He described being physically attacked by an unseen force after he disrespectfully addressed the spirits upon entering the inn. Stewart admitted, quote, "I was the second to last to walk in. I said, 'Hello, my name is Stewart. Go F yourself,' unquote." He knew his disrespectful behavior was the cause of the attack, saying, quote, "I knew it was because of what I said," unquote.
Oh.
I steal balls, man.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do that.
It's like talk about like poking the bear.
Man. I mean, even if you don't, like, let's say you just don't believe in paranormal stuff, it still takes a lot of nerve to walk into a place with that many claims and say something like that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Because there's always that chance, you know? Now, for those interested in delving deeper into the conversation between Steve and Stewart, you can watch the full interview. It's in a YouTube video. And discover the valuable advice that he shares with Steve as he prepares for his night alone at the ancient Ram Inn. Now, 2 decades on, Stewart's views on the ancient Ram Inn remain unchanged. He said, quote, I do believe it's still haunted. Whatever attacked me that night, I believe it's still there," unquote. He also revealed that he still has nightmares about the inn. Now, Steve had set up the chat with Stewart in order to get some advice and insight to prepare for his solo investigation. When Steve asked Stewart if he should approach the night, Stewart advised, quote, "You've got to go in there as you because you're not a bad person. You're not an aggressive person by nature," unquote. He emphasized the importance of introducing yourself to the spirits and informing them of your intentions, and clearly to not tell them to go F themselves.
Yeah. Don't do that.
It's a bad idea. Now, he also suggested using trigger objects and communicating with the spirits out loud throughout the process of setting up cameras and recording equipment ahead of the investigation. Now, Stewart mentioned the effectiveness of trying different activities, such as playing music or performing mundane tasks to create a more natural environment for paranormal activity to occur. Now, some of the most commonly reported activity includes highly localized cold spots, temperature drops, and unexplained icy blasts of cold air. Now, some of the other activity reported in the former inn includes light anomalies seen with the naked eye and caught on camera, doors slamming on their own, and the sound of unexplained footsteps. The sound of furniture sliding around and mysteriously knocking is also frequently heard there. Addressing the potential risk of returning to the ancient Ram Inn, Stewart said, quote, "Well, I've always said to myself, in some cases, these locations can get done to death. But 20 years on, however long, I think you can still go to these places as long as you've got the right attitude, and you're not going to fail." Stewart underscored the importance of having a plan should something serious happen during Steve's investigation, cautioning, quote, "These are the things that you need to think about because you're spending the night there on your own," unquote. It says you can find out if Steve survived the night in his new paranormal film, My Ghost Hunting Movie, which you can watch for free now. The full hour-long documentary is available to view on higgypop.com or find my ghost hunting movie on the Higgy Pop YouTube channel. Interesting.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I would like to see it.
Why not? Okay. So I found another little article from April 18th, 2023. And it says, man spots mysterious figure in an inn window. And this is from local21news.com.
It's not from Gloucestershire.
No.
Oh, good.
It's from Gettysburg.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So this is in Adams County, Pennsylvania. It says, not every day that something goes bump in the night, but when it does, you hope you can get a video of it. Well, one man did exactly that. Jim Barnhill was outside the Farnsworth Inn in Gettysburg when he spotted something out of the ordinary. A dark figure in a window, moving rapidly back and forth in the inn's attic. Barnhill says, strangely enough, that the inn has become a hotspot for tourist attractions for paranormal activity, as many believe the site is haunted. Staff told Barnhill that apparently no tours were scheduled in the attic during the time of the video, and that very few people have access to the attic, as it is locked 24/7. Barnhill says he and his wife have been doing amateur ghost hunting for over 30 years, and that this is the, quote, creepiest thing we've ever seen. And in this article is the link to the video.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. You can just go right on the website and click on the video and watch it.
Interesting, because we
Yes.
covered that place, and it was pretty creepy.
I know.
A lot of stories about that place. I would assume because of the area that it's in, but now we have some actual like online evidence that you can go check out.
Yeah.
I like that. We'll have to
Super
watch
cool.
that too. Well, we're just finding all kinds of stuff we get to go watch now.
Gonna be a spooky night.
Heck yeah. But I think before we get into the main topic of this video, we should...
This isn't a video, it's a podcast.
Oh. Look, we've been packing a lot, okay?
I know.
I've been packing a lot, and I was just talking about a video. So you know what? Whatever. Let's take a break. Hey Booze Crew, have you ever wondered about a subscription service for people like you? People who enjoy horror, the macabre, or things that are just all round spooky? Well, we've got the one for you.
That we do.
Creepy Crate is a horror and true crime subscription box filled with spooky collectibles, macabre accessories, and terrifying goodies. Each bi-monthly box is filled with over $85 of terror and includes at least one horror or true crime book, just like the one we got.
That is exactly like the one we got.
Now, this box delivers dread to your doorstep for just $39.99 with free shipping. Just go to creepycrate.store to subscribe. And because you're a listener of the show, you'll be getting a discount on your first order with the discount code
Booze5. That's BOOS and the number 5.
That's right. So get yours today and tell us all about it.
Okay, Booze Crew, let's get back to the news.
Okay. So there was a reason that we actually did this for the news segment.
Yes.
And this started off with an email that I got back on March 8th, 2023. And it was a forwarded email. It says, text copied from Wilson Castle's Facebook post. It says, this could be a good for the news segment, and I agreed. I didn't expect the story to evolve over time, though. A national company that specializes in offering ghost hunting to the public, Ghost Hunts USA, approached us about hosting paranormal events at the castle. In the last couple years, we've had the pleasure of working and meeting some of their amazing staff and guests, some driving 8+ hours to attend. For each of the ghost hunts they hosted in 2022, the castle has not received any payments. Our contact, Frankie Brooks, Director of Operations with Ghost Hunts USA, hasn't responded or returned our calls, emails, or messages since late last fall. At first, we were being gaslit by this company and now ghosted, no pun intended. This wasn't an easy post to make. We keep our page positive and enjoy sharing information, pictures, and experiences at the castle with everyone. Although we've had some amazing times and met great people associated with Ghost Hunts USA, we can no longer have this organization book events with us in the future. The reason for posting this wasn't to garner sympathy from anyone, but as a warning to others and our friends in the paranormal community that host events with this organization. We would hate for this to happen to another location trying their best to keep going. We definitely learned a big lesson. So I believe that this has to do with Cresson and the group that was doing the ghost hunts at Cresson prison.
Okay.
Now, I'm getting all this kind of like secondhand knowledge here. And then he wrote me later and says, Cresson is my favorite paranormal hotspot, and I just found it last year. We went 4 times. The first time we went with Ghost Hunts USA. They were okay. Not real professional, to be honest, and kind of had bad attitudes. My fiance and I had more experiences when we broke off from the group after their guided tour. J Block, we had a lot of experiences, knocks in the upper corners of the cell blocks. We investigated, and my fiance had a feeling that she wanted to hurt someone, so we got out of there. I got my butt groped as well. I'm a dude, and I don't know what to make of that. Now, I Block, RHU, we made our way over there next. We were led to a cell block on the upper level. His girlfriend had her arm caressed at this time. We went again over Halloween and learned Ghost Hunts USA is no longer affiliated. Cresson has their own guides and local groups that help out. This, in my opinion, was for the better. We got a lot of intelligent responses on the Ghost Box and Spirit Talker app, our scariest response being what sounded like an inhuman growl in the chapel. This comes out from a listener that we've talked about on here before. This is Joe Mattern. I don't know if I'm saying your last name right. Mattern, I don't know. It's Joe. That's how I refer to him.
Joe.
So the point of this is what we did the Cresson episode, and everybody seemed to really like it, but apparently Cresson is having some real problems.
Yeah.
Now, he ended up sending me a link just, I don't know, maybe a week or 2 ago. And I actually had this, oh, I'm sorry, no, it couldn't have been that long because it was just 6 days ago. So this was recently. I haven't actually opened the link until today.
Okay.
I know the gist of what, of what it's about.
Right.
I'm going to read this. And it says, this is on GoFundMe, by the way.
Oh,
so
okay.
we can see where this is going.
Yeah.
Help us save the extraordinary legacy of Cresson Sanatorium and Prison. The clock is ticking, and the very existence of this historic site, which has been a vital part of our community for generations, is under imminent threat. We must act now to preserve the stories of resilience, redemption, and the unwavering human spirit that Cresson embodies. The landlord of the property has received a higher offer and is trying to nullify their lease and purchase agreements with the owners of Big House Produce, who operate the Cresson Sanatorium and Prison. The landlord is seeking to evict Big House Produce from operating the Cresson Sanatorium and Prison before we can acquire the site in order to take the higher offer. The landlord intends to sell the property to a group that is not interested in the site's history or preservation. The fate of this treasured location hangs in the balance. That sucks.
Wow.
Because clearly it is under threat of being torn down and changed into something else.
Right.
This is on GoFundMe. So it also says your contributions will serve as a lifeline, enabling us to not only overcome this immediate challenge, but also acquire the site through our newly formed B crop. Once the site is acquired, Any additional funding will be dedicated to urgently needed roof repairs on the historical buildings, taking the crucial first step towards their preservation. Cresson's unique tales, filled with triumph and endurance, must not fade into oblivion. It is cherished by countless members of our community and draws visitors from far and wide. Join us now on this urgent mission to safeguard the legacy of Cresson Sanatorium and Prison. Your support, no matter the amount, will have a profound impact on preserving the past and shaping the future. For all that have visited us, you know the first rule of exploring: don't close doors. Help us keep the doors open so this invaluable piece of history remains intact and accessible for generations to come. Now, 6 days ago, they're up to 42 donations as of right now. I'm not seeing how much they've raised in total, but I'm pretty sure they're far off right now.
Right. That's really sad. I hate when, like, you hear these things about these places, and I don't know, like, why? Why does it need to be a thing? Why does it need to happen?
What it is that there's people that'll come in and they don't care about the history. They just care about where it's at, and they're like, oh, this is a good location for what I need.
And location.
And by the way, it's only at just under $2,000 of a needed $160,000.
Wow.
If the paranormal community came together and donated enough to quadruple the asking of what Project Fear needed, we could do this. This is just as important as when they were trying to shut down Waverly and stuff like that. Like, if you ever want to be able to go here as somebody interested in the paranormal, it's important to just, I don't know, give them $5.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely help, for sure. Just like with Waverly. I mean, Cresson has always been a great spot to watch investigations happen at. And we've always thoroughly enjoyed it. So if anybody out there, or everybody out there, can help and at least donate a couple dollars to help get this place back up and running and get the things done to the building that need to happen, do it.
Absolutely. Like I said, if we all came together for a YouTube channel, we can come together for this. But there are lots and lots of articles about this place, like it's a well-visited and well-liked location.
Oh, yes.
For a reason.
Yeah.
And I think we could all kind of come together and keep it going. So I would like to watch more stuff about this place.
Absolutely.
And now we have an opportunity to be part of saving it. It's, again, I can't say it enough. Like, everybody came together for Project Fear, Waverly. This place is no different. It needs your help.
And if anybody just even cares and likes a little bit of the paranormal community, and I mean, this isn't a Waverly Hills, but this place is special to a lot of people. So, maybe just think about it. Take it into consideration on helping. Yeah. If you can.
I couldn't agree with you more. But I think that's about all we got for this For the News segment.
I think so too. We had some good stories, some cool little articles. I like that.
There's always an abundance of stuff on there. At least we didn't have to read anything about like ex-porn stars and because I think we did the last one or the one before.
That was definitely in one of them.
One more thing I want to bring up is I saw in a Facebook group there was a picture of Josh from Paranormal Nightmare.
Okay.
With the fam.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I forget his name. But people were roasting it. Because a lot of people really love Paranormal Nightmare. And I think a lot of people all have about the same opinion about the fam.
And all the correlating people
Yes.
within that circle.
Now, a lot of the things I read under that post were like, well, you know, they're going the other way now. And, oh, they had a picture and they did something with Omar a while back. And, like, the thing that everybody needs to remember is just because they are in another video or they have a picture with other, like, these people are all part of YouTube.
Yep.
And it's not a bad thing if they show up in a picture with and get some attention from their group. Maybe their group will be like,
Yep.
oh, this is different.
Yeah. It's all about kind of promoting.
Yeah.
And
being friendly on top of that.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
We had them on the show.
We did.
And they will straight up tell you, like, they're not out there to point fingers and say people are faking stuff. Like,
Right.
they're just trying to, you know, they're trying to do their thing.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that just out of human kindness, what are they going to tell them? No.
Right.
Sorry.
And I
No.
mean, that is a good promotional opportunity for them too,
Absolutely.
to, you know, be viewed and seen, viewed.
That's a new one.
Viewed and seen by people from a different group,
Yeah.
you know, and it kind of broadcasts them to people outside of their normal circle.
Yes. Well, it made me think, like, maybe instead of just seeing a picture and claiming that now they're fake all of a sudden, why don't you give them the benefit of the doubt and wait and just wait and see for yourself, you know?
Absolutely.
You guys are smart. You listen to us. Well, I don't know. They listen to us.
They might not be.
Yeah, maybe.
It's fine.
but I mean, you guys are intelligent. You know, your interest, your hobby is to watch things about a scientific field where we're trying to figure things out. So you're smart enough to know when something is fake and when it's not. You know, you might want to believe stuff that's fake, but you know deep down. And I just think you should give them the benefit of the doubt before everybody jumps on them for being fake.
Of course. Absolutely.
You know, just think. A picture doesn't make somebody fake. I'm sure they know a lot of YouTube people.
I mean, they could have just been out somewhere and ran into them. And hey, guess what? They're in the land of YouTube as well. So
Could have. And they're
like, oh crap, you're from this, you know, show over here, and we're from this show over here. Let's snap a picture.
They could even be in his video with the way he does things, and then they could still go back and do their own videos.
Yeah.
It's, you know, people do this all the time.
Yep.
It's nothing new. So it just bothered me because everybody just immediately jumped on, oh, they're fake. They've been fake for a long time. But these are the same people 3 weeks ago that were saying that they were one of the only groups that they trusted.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, if you see stuff like that, like, maybe one, don't jump in on the post just because it's what everybody else is doing. There's no need. It's not a popularity contest. You know, be a thinker for yourself and give them the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just, I'm not just talking about Paranormal Nightmare TV. I'm talking about everybody.
Oh,
if you have a favorite channel and you see them taking pictures with other YouTubers that you don't like, or, you know, don't automatically turn your back on them. Give them the benefit of the doubt until they no longer deserve that.
Absolutely.
And I think,
well said.
I think YouTube has become this high school kind of environment where people, it's like a popularity contest. It really, 50% of it's not even about finding what we're looking for anymore. It's just about who's liked more. Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't be that way. So just cut these people a break. All of them. They're all just doing what they can do to survive out here. And yeah, some of them are getting rich off of it, and some of them aren't. Mm-hmm. And you know what? The ones who want to get rich off of it, you know who they are. But if you like their content, watch it. I have sat down many a times and watched stuff that I knew was fake because I found it entertaining.
Right. Absolutely. You know? And it can be sorry.
Yeah, you got the hiccups.
I do have the hiccups. I've been trying to be quiet.
You're over there hopping off your chair like a frog.
But like, you know, we've had the conversations about people having the for entertainment only.
Yes.
On
we're
their
not
YouTube
getting
channels.
apparently, but yeah.
I wish we could, but I don't know if, you know, all things can be censored that closely.
I don't think YouTube is going to censor them because there's nothing wrong with what they're doing.
Right.
This was just a movement that was brought on by The Shape on YouTube, who debunks, YouTube
Shape.
investigators. Yeah, he's awesome. I wish he would have came on.
Yes.
But I've still talked to him before. He's still cool. I have no bad blood at him because he didn't come on. But there are people. He's not the only one anymore. There are quite a few channels now that are debunking these people. But the point of this is, like, we watched a lot of channels that we knew were faking it. Mm-hmm. It's fine. If you enjoy it, it's fine. Don't let yourself get too convinced, though. But it's fine. You watch whatever you want. That's what it's there for. It's a TV alternative. Like, we don't watch anything but YouTube.
Yeah.
Just cut these people a break. They're doing the best they can. They're trying to get along so that everybody's happy with each other. It just really struck a chord with me. It really hit a nerve when I saw it because it just upset me that one picture turned everybody away from them all. It's so stupid.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
It is ridiculous. So give these people the benefit of the doubt. You seem like you're going to explode over there. So
I'm trying to hold in my hiccups.
maybe this is where we'll end this before she explodes. So I guess this is going to be it. Where can they find us? Can you get through it?
Maybe.
Okay. Where can they find us?
They can find us on Instagram at forthebooze_podcast and on Facebook at forthebooze.
Couldn't make it. You can also find us on Twitter at forthebooze and YouTube at forthebooze. And don't forget, if you have a listener suggestion, a story you'd like us to read on air, or you just want to communicate with us, like our friend Joe.
Yes.
Joe, I don't even remember where you live, but you're awesome, and I truly appreciate all the interaction and stories and ideas you send in. So
thank you.
We thank you. If we ever get into actually doing anything on here, we'll hook you up with something.
Yes.
But there's one more super important thing that I keep checking every day, but it's not happening. And we need those 5 stars, rate and review.
Yes.
We need them to move up. It is the only way we can progress with the show. We're not trying to get rich here, but we would like to be able to take the show into an area where we want to use the money to include everybody and do things.
Absolutely.
I would love to rent out a haunted location and have listeners come and hang out with us and investigate. I would love to do stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
But you guys are the key. You're the only way
Maybe
we can
make
make
some
that happen.
shirts or something, or
Anything.
stickers, or
Yeah.
I mean, we just want to do so many cool things, and we can't do that unless you guys help us.
That's right. Just take 2 minutes of your time and just go rate us.
It's free.
Yep.
It's free.
Costs
5
nothing.
stars. You can even leave a comment and be like, "Hey, my sister's feet stink," and we'll be like, "Yeah, mine do too."
I would be like, yeah, and your sister's feet stink too. I actually don't know. I don't smell your sister's feet. I don't know why I said that, but okay. So
Oh, sorry.
Oh man, we're gonna get out of here before she hurts herself.
Oh, well, thank you everybody so much for listening, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.